Imagine being a young socialite in 1911 New York. One afternoon, you witness a horrific fire at the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory. You watch as over 100 young immigrant women, trapped by locked doors, are forced to jump to their deaths from the ninth floor. For Frances Perkins, this wasn't just a tragedy, it was a calling. That single event transformed her life, setting her on a path to become the architect of the New Deal and a fierce advocate for workers' rights. This profound shift from a life of comfort to a life of purpose is the very essence of David Brooks's powerful book, The Road to Character. Brooks argues that our modern culture is obsessed with what he calls résumé virtues, the skills you need to build a successful career. But we've forgotten the eulogy virtues, the qualities people will remember you for, like your kindness, courage, and integrity. This book is a guide to shifting our focus from external success to internal worth. There are three main takeaways. First, understanding the two sides of our nature, which he calls Adam 1 and Adam 2. Second, realizing that character is forged in the struggle against our own weaknesses. And third, embracing the idea that we are all beautifully imperfect. Let's start with our two natures. Brooks introduces Adam the first and Adam the second. Adam the first is the ambitious, career-driven part of us. He wants to build, create, and achieve external success. This is the part our society celebrates, the part that polishes the LinkedIn profile. Adam the second is the internal self. He wants to achieve moral goodness, to have a clear conscience, to serve a purpose greater than himself, and to love deeply. The problem is we spend most of our lives feeding Adam the first, while Adam the second starves. The road to character is about rebalancing this equation and nourishing our inner self. So how do we do that? This brings us to the second, more surprising point. True character isn't built by focusing on your strengths. It's built by confronting your weaknesses. Brooks argues against the self-esteem culture that tells us we're perfect just the way we are. Instead, he says we need to honestly face our own flaws, our pride, our selfishness, and our quick temper. He profiles figures like Dwight Eisenhower, a man who possessed a volcanic rage. Instead of letting it control him, Eisenhower actively fought it. When someone made him angry, he'd write their name on a slip of paper, put it in a drawer, and ceremoniously throw it away later. Character isn't something you have, it's something you actively build by wrestling with the worst parts of yourself. Finally, this leads to the third idea, accepting our own imperfections. Brooks uses the phrase, the crooked timber of humanity, from the philosopher Immanuel Kant. It means that we are all inherently flawed, and that's okay. The people Brooks profiled weren't saints. They were complicated, messy people who achieved a measure of greatness not by being perfect, but by understanding their own limitations and developing a deep sense of humility. Humility isn't thinking less of yourself, it's thinking about yourself less. It's the quiet recognition that you are not the center of the universe, which paradoxically is what allows you to build a strong and centered self. In the end, the road to character is a powerful call to action. It asks us to stop obsessing over what we want to achieve and start thinking about who we want to be. It's about shifting from the logic of the marketplace to the logic of the heart. As Brooks might put it, the goal is not to win at the game of life, but to live a life of purpose and moral depth. A key takeaway is to stop asking, what can I get out of the world, and instead ask, what is the world asking of me? If this book resonates with you, you might also enjoy Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning or Clayton Christensen's How Will You Measure Your Life? Find more great summaries and reading guides at booksplat.com. Level up yourself today, 3 minutes at a time.